Well, hello, everyone. This is Sandy Rutherford. Welcome to Wednesday's Wealth, live with Sandy R. And this is where we just spend, maybe about 15 minutes once a week talking about some cool stuff in this whole amazing arena of personal development. There are so many awesome players, whether it is Bob Proctor or Tony Robbins or Mary Morrissey or Jack Canfield or Joe Dispenza. There are so many. And I have so much to share. I do want to share the wealth, and that's why it's called Wednesday's Wealth. So today, and let me just move over to comments. If you have questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat. Love to hear from you. And if you're on the replay, I'll check back afterwards and answer any questions you may have. Speaking of questions, this is one I do get a lot. I mean, I have now been 4.5 years as a coach in this powerful personal development space, working with Bob Proctor. And one of the questions that I hear a lot is, Sandy, I've done lots of personal development stuff, whether it is Bob or Tony or Jack or whomever it is. I've done lots. And I'm still not seeing the big breakthrough I expected and I hoped for. And I get it. I get that a lot. Why, in terms of people that may consider working with me, why are you any different? Why, what, I've done stuff before and I haven't seen the results I wanted. Why should I invest more in me? Great question. And it's a common question. And I wanted to address it today. Okay. Because there is a reason that you're not seeing the results. And it's not that the material that you are receiving, again, whether it's Tony Robbins or whomever, the material is absolutely powerful. Here's the thing that's going on. You're not internalizing the material. And, and this happened to me, a lot of us have taken powerful, elite level, world-class personal development courses and programs. Love the stuff. It does make sense. You listen to it, you go, oh, wow. And you do have these kind of awakenings, these aha moments, and you're inspired and you are motivated. Oh, starting tomorrow, I'm going to start doing things differently. And you're really well-intended. But two things. For that material to really take effect, and it's not the material that's the problem. There are two things that you really got to understand when you are investing in yourself in this beautiful, eye-opening, mind-opening, heart-opening, life-opening world of personal development. There's two things. Okay, one, you do have to know how to study it properly. And study, sometimes I use the word study and some people go, oh, I hate studying. It's not because we have this old, when I was in high school or university, I had to do all this studying. Okay, we're not talking about that. What I mean by studying is working the material in such a way as that you learn from it and that it changes your behavior, which will therefore change your results, right? That's what studying means. So when you're in this world, this whole realm of beautiful personal development stuff, you've got to know how to study it properly. And I'm going to touch upon that. The second thing that you absolutely have to have is support. You have to be in an environment of support and accountability. Why? Because you are rewriting your own programming, if you will. You're pushing against your old ways of thinking and feeling and doing things. You're pushing against that stuff which is embedded deep in the subconscious. You're pushing against that and you're trying to shift away from that. And the old stuff, that old programming, pulls you right back in again. Why? Because that's your comfort zone. Your old programming is your comfort zone. Even if you actually go, yeah, but I don't like where I am. I want better. It's still comfortable. It's still familiar. So you absolutely need the support and the guidance and the accountability. A lot of it in order to apply the learnings and finally shift the behavior permanently to see the change in results. So, guys, if you have taken personal development programs before, if you've done lots of personal development work and it hasn't really worked for you in terms of the kinds of breakthroughs you've wanted to see, it's not because you're lacking anything. You don't lack the talent. You don't lack the capability. You have so much within you to create the kind of success you do want. So you don't lack that. You do have what it takes. But you need to know how to study it properly, and you must have the support, guidance, and accountability to get away from the old programming and start living from the new programming. Okay? Does that make sense? Sharon, hi Sharon, thanks for joining me. So how do you study this stuff? Okay. Well, you might have read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard, The Hidden Power by Thomas Troward. There's so many amazing, You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Yet there's a lot of great material out there. But here's the thing, and this is a change in thinking. You can't just read it and go, whoa, that was amazing. I love that book. It's a great book. That won't cut it. You know what? All that has done is raised your awareness that, there's different ways of thinking about how all this stuff in life works, how success works. It's raised your awareness, and it may have inspired you. Oh, I'd love to start doing things differently. But that's all it will do. It will not create the change. To study this material properly, you need to, you know what? Here's what Bob Proctor would tell you. And he asked me to do this once, right? When I was studying with him, we were on a call, a bunch of us on a call with him. And I can't remember actually the situation I brought up. And he said, Sandy, here's what I want you to do. I want you to read the decision chapter for Think and Grow Rich for 30 days. Every day, read it out loud for 30 days. Do it with someone if you can. Otherwise, do it yourself. But I want you to read the same chapter, 30 days. It's that repetition over powerful material. And I guarantee you will get something different every time. Why? Because you're shifting. You're starting to pull a little thread of that piece of powerful learning, teachings. You're starting to pull a thread of it inside and go, whoa. And the next day, whoa. And the next day you'll read it again, or you could be listening to audios or watching videos. Same thing. Do it 30 days. The same one. Okay. But every time you listen to it or read it, you're getting something different because you're shifting and you're noticing and hearing things differently. That's how you study this material. You must spend the time. You know what I tell clients? I'll tell clients, when you read a sentence or a paragraph in some of the work that we're doing, right? Whether it's a book or some of the materials that we work with in the Unstoppable Success System, when you read it, read a sentence or a paragraph and stop and say, ask yourself two things. What's the author saying here? What is he saying or she saying? And then also ask yourself, how does this apply to me? Does it apply to me right now? Sometimes your answer is going to be, I don't see how this applies to me right now. But you know what? 2 weeks later, you could read the same thing and ask, how does this apply to me? Go, oh, that's how this applies to me. Because again, you're shifting. But understanding what the author's getting at, what does that, and you know what? Here's the thing. If I were to show you, so I've got a lot of personal development books, and they have highlights and scribbles all over them. Because when I study this material, especially for the first time, I'll have a dictionary. No, actually, that's the old way of doing it. I'll have the computer on to look up something. Or actually, I do it on my phone. Look up the word. I'll look up words. What does that word mean? I'll do it time and time again because I want to be ever more clear what the author's trying to say here. And then when you stop and ask yourself, so how is this applying to me? Right? It is... it's going to light you up at times. It's going to start showing you because you're internalizing this material. It's taking it out of the intellectual realm of, oh, yeah, really neat stuff. That makes a lot of sense. And it's starting to internalize that, oh, I'm feeling what this is all about. And feeling is the secret. That's a great little book by Neville Goddard. Feeling truly is the secret. So studying this properly so that you're consciously entertaining the idea, and you keep working the idea. You really entertain different angles on the same idea, and that starts to move it into the emotional realm. And that's the emotional mind is the subconscious mind, right? So it starts to bring it into the subconscious level, which means it's now moving internally. And that's where your programming is, at the subconscious level. So, in a nutshell, I just wanted to cover that today. That is how you study this material. You need to work the material. And the repetition is crucial. Repetition is the mother of all learning. That's been known for centuries. There's a reason why, because it gets you to internalize. And it's only when you internalize this material that you start to see a shift in the behavior. And it's only when behavior shifts that your results change. Okay. So I'm going to tell you something. If you have taken great personal development programs and not seeing the results, you're not studying it properly. That's the first thing. And then the second thing that I talked about earlier is you absolutely need the support, because that old programming that's sitting in there is really strong. As Bob likes to say, it puts up a royal battle, and it will. You will shift back and, feel yourself slink or slip right back into your old ways of doing things. So you can't just intellectually understand this material. I made that mistake for the first year of working this material. You can't just intellectually understand this and get it. Oh, I get it intellectually, without internalizing it, for one. And you can't just intellectually get it and think you can start applying it without any support. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us will get into this kind of material on our own. Our ego says, oh, I can do this. Yeah, I got it. I'll do this. And we are well-intentioned, and we've got great material. It's not the material that's lacking either. But we're running into our own programming. We're running up against the limits of our own programming. And you've probably heard me say this, just like a computer can only do what its programming allows, you can only do what your programming allows, even though intellectually you're taking in this great personal development material. Right? Makes sense, right? You're taking this great material, but your programming is getting in the way. So you understand it intellectually. You even get enamored with it intellectually, but you're not internalizing it, and you need help. You need the support. You need daily assistance. Part of it, just to talk a little bit about our Unstoppable Success System, we have set it up with so much support, because you need it. I need it, you need it, we all need it, that we have weekly Q&As, weekly lunch and learns, daily study clubs, weekly open office hours, weekly masterminds, small group masterminding, where we're brainstorming and getting into action. We have a lot of support, because it takes that support to push through your old programming with the consistency that you actually break out and away from your old programming. And your new programming, when you've been internalizing this wonderful material, that new programming starts to take hold. That is why, if you are still stuck and you've been involved in personal development for a while, but you're still not seeing great results, that's why. One is how you're studying, and two is the support you absolutely need to make it happen, to see permanent shifting and therefore new results that stick. Okay. So I wanted to cover that today. And you know what? I briefly mentioned our Unstoppable Success System. And if you're interested, you can go to our website at RF Success Academy. I should put that up there. But you know what? If you want to get into a little bit of this, like play in this and see what we're talking about, we have our free signature training coming up in our Manifesting Success Facebook group all next week, live all next week. And it is fabulous. It is high energy, high vibration, fabulous learnings. We get you to work. You have a success advisor helping you. And what we're committed to doing is helping you get at least one breakthrough during training. How good does that sound? So that is all next week happening. And if you're interested, you can message me. I'm sure I've got our website down here somewhere. Let me just see. Oh, maybe I took it off. You can message me in LinkedIn or on Facebook that, yeah, you mentioned I'm not finding it. You mentioned the Fast Path to Success free training going on next week. I'm interested, and we are happy to look after you. You know what? We are delighted to look after. We love doing what we're doing to help people see how to really get the best out of this phenomenal world, personal development. And we're here to help you. Okay. So please reach out if you're interested in that Fast Path to Success that's going on all next week. It's only an hour a day, but man, is it a powerful hour. And we show you how to start applying this stuff. And you know what? I've got giveaways of some program giveaways, absolutely fabulous. And there's bonus sessions and some testimonials you'll hear from clients. It's a fabulous week. I hope you join us there. But otherwise, I hope that makes sense to you. You don't lack anything. The personal development work that you've done, the material isn't lacking, it's phenomenal. But those two key things, studying it properly and getting the support, absolutely crucial to being able to break through in using this personal development material. So a breakthrough awaits you now if you get studying this thing properly and get the support you need. Thanks for joining me on Wednesday's Wealth. Have a great rest of your week, and hopefully we'll see you in training next week. Bye for now.